If you've been feeling fearful, if you've been feeling stuck, if you've been feeling like you just need things to change and shift in your life, then this episode, this video is for you. You are not here by coincidence. I'm just filled with so much gratitude to bring this word to you today because God is saying to keep going, keep moving. When you feel like nothing is changing in your life, when you feel like nothing great is going to happen from the thing that He's called you to do, He's just telling you to keep going because it's in your movement that you're going to be aligned with the right door. It is through your movement that you are going to be aligned with the right door. God will call us to do something and we tell ourselves that we're not ready for it. But God places this on our heart. He tells us to do the thing because maybe this thing that He told you to do is going to lead you to where you're supposed to be. And sometimes that place that He is developing us and molding us to be able to handle and be capable of taking care of causes us to tear things down. I believe it was in Ecclesiastes. Don't quote me on how to pronounce that. But it talks about that there is a time to tear down and there is a time to build. So what season are you in? Are you in a season of tearing down where God is trying to remove things from your life so that He can then build you up and add on to you? Or are you in a season of building up and you just need the courage to go for it? In church, I was taking notes in my journal and it was so many confirmations of what God has been speaking to me in my life. And it just reminded me that your fear of being uncomfortable is keeping you stuck. A lot of the things that are going, I wouldn't say all the way right, because of course things happen, I make mistakes, but a lot of the things that have happened in my life are because I leaned into the resistance and I had faith that no matter what happens, I'm going to be all right because God has my back and He's going to take care of me. So a lot of the times we're wishing and we're praying and we're like, God, remove me from this situation. I just want things to be better. I just want things to change. But you haven't done the thing that He told you to do. So I want to give you something practical that will actually help you. So when God tells you to do something, don't think too far into it. Don't think too much about it because you will quickly talk yourself out of that thing. For example, just because I know this is a common thing for a lot of you, and it was for me, talking on camera. Maybe God is calling you to talk on camera. He's calling you to share your testimony. He is calling you to share your life. Whatever it is that He's telling you to do on camera, maybe you're fearful of actually doing the thing. And so instead of focusing on the mistakes you might make, focus on the fact that He called you to be there, that He validated you to do that thing. The reps that we put in are more important than the mistakes that we make. Because the more reps that you put in, the less mistakes over time will occur. That doesn't mean you're going to be perfect. That just means you're going to be built up along the way. God builds us up along the way as we move. And through that, through you being obedient and doing that thing, that could lead to something else shifting in your life, another blessing, another open door, another relationship. There is something that God is trying to build in your life. There is something He's trying to tear down in your life, but are you willing to do it? Are you willing to do the thing that He's called you to do? The pressure that you're feeling right now in your life, pressure allows there to be something firm standing behind it. So release your frustrations, cast your cares unto the Lord. Come to Him when you feel weary, when you feel burdened, because He's going to take that from you. You don't have to carry it on your own. You're not in this by yourself. What are you doing in your own strength? What are you doing in your own strength? I just want to encourage you to have faith more than you have fear. We have to die to ourselves every single day. I have to die to myself every single day and get comfortable in the uncomfortableness. Being comfortable in the disruptions in my life, in the unexpected circumstances that happen, knowing that this is growing me, developing me, and helping me become the person that I'm destined to be, that God destined me to be. There's no other way around it besides to go through it. And that's what I'm committed to do. And I'm committed to helping you become who God destined you to be. But are you willing to do the work? Are you willing to be a doer of the word and not just a hearer? Are you willing to lay down the thing that God told you to lay down? And that thing that you lay down doesn't have to be always a drug or alcohol or a person. It could be worry. It could be fear. We get in our own way. We want things to shift, but we get in our own way. And God's calling you out of that. You're not going to miss the mark. You're going to be in the alignment. You're going to be in alignment in His will for your life. And I have faith in you. I have faith that you can show up and do the thing that He called you to do. I believe it. I believe that you can get uncomfortable and learn to be comfortable in that space. The version of you right now that you might be living in, it's hard to see what God sees in us because He sees the full picture, and we don't know what our capability is and our capacity is, or we don't know where God is taking us. But He does. He does. So just trust that if He's calling you to do something, it's meant to help you get to where you're always destined and supposed to be. What I'm living in right now, I never saw this version of myself. I never did. I questioned Him. I was confused. I'm like, God, this person that you showed me in a vision, that's nothing like who I am. And just a praise report, I am going to be speaking on a stage soon. And this is only by the grace of God. This is only because of Him. And the reason why this is happening is because of obedience, because of relationship, because of laying down the things that He's told me to lay down and not going back. Sister, don't go back. Maybe you're wrestling with the fact that you want to keep that thing that He asked you to lay down and you want to pick it back up, but He's saying to leave it there. He is saying to leave it there. So what's your first step? If it's telling you to talk on camera, instead of allowing yourself to become overwhelmed with the fact that you have to talk on camera, maybe just the thing that you do first to actually get you to do it is to get dressed, get ready. Same thing with the gym. Maybe God is calling you to take better care of your body, and He's telling you to put down the unhealthy food. He's telling you to take care of yourself. Maybe the first step is laying out your clothes the night before you wake up in the morning so you can actually go to the gym, or it's throwing away all the food in your apartment and buying new healthy food so that when you get hungry, that's what you go and grab versus the unhealthy snack. And then you have to have the discipline and the willingness to keep going when it gets hard, to lean into the resistance, to lean into the opposition, knowing that through this sacrifice, something is going to shift. And God isn't telling you to do what He's telling you to do for no reason. He's telling you to do it because He sees a version of yourself that you do not see right now. So have faith, even if it's a little bitty piece of faith, as small as a mustard seed. Know that that mustard seed, when it gets planted into the ground, the roots grow down and down and down in isolation. People don't see the roots grow down when you plant a seed. So the roots are growing down, and then one day it sprouts up. And over time, the more it waters, the more the sun comes, the more it grows into this beautiful, ginormous tree. So just know that whatever, season you're in, the season to tear down or to build, a season of weeping or a season of laughter, just know that you will make it through and that you can do this. This is the Best Believe Podcast, and I'm your host, Mikaela, and I truly pray that this inspired you, that this blessed you, that you're being equipped with the mindset and the habits and the tools that you need to actually move forward. And I know that a lot of the past few episodes have been about giving God your yes, but this podcast is Holy Spirit led. So if God is telling me to talk about this, that is what I'm talking about. And maybe you need that reminder. They're all different, of course, and they all give you different aspects of each step of what to do. Like last episode was all about not thinking about what you don't have, but about what you do have. What do you have in your hands? And this is all about just going forward, putting in the reps, not worrying about the mistakes you might make, and just knowing that something is going to come out of it, even if it's a lesson. Because lessons get us closer to the right door. This week I saw a vision, and it was like a white space, and there was all these doors. Some were open, some were closed, and it was a person walking. And I could see like a hand moving the doors around, and the more the person walked, even if they ran into the closed door, God would reposition them so that they would keep walking, and sometimes they would have to hit the closed door to reach the open one. So don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged if a door is closed, because the right door will open as you keep walking, as you keep going. Do not give up. You got this. It's in your movement that you will be aligned with the right door. Thank you so much. If this blessed you, please share it with your friends. Share it to your social media. Leave a comment. I would love to know if this blessed you, if this inspired you to do something. What has God been telling you to do? I would love to know, and I would love to support you. Love you. Bye.